It was a big fight because he was staying on top of the network pretty much throughout the whole game, having that Crimson, having that pipe, having his aura as well, reducing most of the damage that is going to be dealt. And I think Noob had a pretty good understanding what needs to be done in some of these fights in terms of he used 2 buybacks in this game.
Yeah.
In like 38 minutes, he used 2 buybacks. This has to be one of the fastest buybacks on a core. Use it pretty much 20 minutes in to make sure, and this is why they last picked it, because this hero is very annoying, super tanky. Sniper, unfortunately for him, outranges his aura in most of the situations. He's going to be dying here first, but he popped the Crimson already. Even Pugna is giving him the little bit of extra sustain. The problem in this fight for Extreme Gaming was that Ame got caught inside of the cogs, and they were ready to reset one more time. This is a bit of a longer fight where Ghost is going to go ham as well. Good arena, but this time around there isn't that follow-up that they've been using, that this 1-2 combo. Snapfire didn't have ulti available, and this is the buyback from Noob. We talked about that this is going to be used in a similar fashion to Centaur ulti. Come in, find the sniper in the back lines, and in this one, he's just going to die.
Yeah, you can see despite the deficit, the team play is still there from NGX. This is still a really high caliber team where they understand that they're behind. They have the Underlord Pipe Crimson timing. The way that they need to play the fight is have him go in first, and with that comes the risk that he dies. And so he not only has gold for these items, he has gold for buyback as well, and he's willing to use it. It didn't end up panning out for them, but this gave them a very big window into the game where it looked like Extreme was completely snowballing.
Yeah, I think Extreme also kind of learned after that team fight because they realized that the CK cannot be too far away from the sniper. That's why he actually got caught by the hook. As long as they maintain formation, a diamond formation, the sniper is in the middle, and everyone else is surrounding the sniper, the team fights are going to be really, really easy for them. And also they were really, really good at going in and out with their hero. So they ensured that the sniper had all the time in the world to just keep peeping everyone.
Yeah, a fun thing that we have as well available for us with the players on stage and everything is getting to listen in a little bit to their comms.
CK. Watching CK.
I have buyback if needed. I have buyback.
No stun on me.
Watching was buy. You need help?
Full HP. They're killing me. Are you salty?
I heal you a bit.
We get sniper?
Let's distract them. We're fighting.
That fucking shit, boys.
Sniper now. I heal you.
Get that. Nice.
I like it from Noob at the very start. It's clear, you know. I go buyback, I'm watching with buyback. And that's where that moment is.
Yeah, that was
very clear comms.
They definitely expressed that.
I like that Omar's dead too, and he just goes, "Good fucking shit, boys." Like, he's the hype man.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes, you know, you do your job, you throw your buddy at it, you die, you're still going to be there for your team on the comms.
Yep. Yeah, and also like GH with the call right, and then after the underlord buyback, he just said, "We are fighting, you know, don't move," you know. So that was also really cool.
Yeah, that was one of the best fights for Enigma Galaxy. It meant that there was a lot more in the tank for them. It was unfortunate that it didn't continue along, but Purge for us is going to be breaking down some of the later game team fights and some of that information.
That's right, Nat. Yeah, I wanted to look at the range advantage that Extreme Gaming used that game to great effect. And they tried to nullify this a little bit on the Enigma Galaxy side by killing the sniper a couple times. But the threat that he provides is just so high. Because if you don't manage to kill him, all of a sudden he can just kill you from 1,000 units away, which is a gigantic advantage, obviously. So very spooky things. It's really mattered in 2 very crucial fights. This Roche fight setup here was great for them. They had an awesome ward that was a little bit to the... Oops, wrong tool. Sorry about that. They had a really cool ward to the north that was basically giving them this vision corridor of like this. And by using the sniper shrapnel here, it basically allows them to put all of this power into their opponent from range. Very crucial things to point out. We have the Spirit here from Elder Titan. This is going to lower Omar's magic resistance closer to 0, which basically makes the Kisses damage, which is launching from all the way over here, and the sniper damage from all the way over here. They're doing this from safety. And the one here that does go in is the Mars. This guy's got the Blink Dagger, and he's got a BKB. So he knows that if he goes in, he can also secure his escape with his BKB. And once they see this, this is basically the last range advantage that Enigma Galaxy has because they killed the Clockwork first. Nobody else can gap close like him. Troll does it here by running from the side, but he has to do this really elaborate, basically run all the way over to this position. It takes time to set this up. He can't just react to the moment. So with just simple a cookie, And Hurricane Pike, he gets out, and now all of a sudden Ghost is kind of just in. And the only hero still kind of in danger was XXS on the BKB. So once this fight kind of goes disjointed, they just have to leave. This is all because of the range advantage and because Extreme Gaming managed to kill the one good jump that Enigma Galaxy had first. They get Roche for free. And then the other fight that matters is this one here by the tier 2. They do the same thing. They basically swing in from the side, trying to hit the back line. They need to kill some of these heroes for free if possible, and they use their jump to kill X-Nova. Very crucially, not using the hook shot when they went on him, which is kind of helpful. He can save that for a follow-up initiation on a different hero if he wants. But unfortunately, with the Aegis being on the Chaos Knight here, he ends up being the guy that gets jumped, and very crucial here, XXS lands the Hex on him, which he layers it with his next stun, and then there's a third stun that guarantees his kill. So the Troll just simply doesn't get a good fight because he didn't safety pop his BKB and because XXS had that really, really fast side of the ice. So range was so important in that fight and in this game, and Extreme Gaming used it to their advantage.
That they definitely did, Purge. Thank you so much for that one, of all the breakdown, everything from that start to that finish there. And I loved just how many saves that I had kind of overlooked that this sniper really had. We talked about two bodies being in front, but of course that Snapfire just being so handy in the utilization of more mobility backwards.
I think what makes Extreme so scary with Sniper is that they understand better than any team that Sniper is this thing that you dangle in front of the enemy team. It's like, oh, you have to get him. Okay, come on, try it. And then they all use everything to save him. They all use everything to save him, and then enemy team reveals themselves. All of a sudden, you have XXS jumping the back line. Like, this team plays around the hero so well that most teams just ban it. They don't want to deal with it because it's...
They know how to itemize as well. If you look at the supports, first of all, he has his Hurricane Pike, then they have double Force Staff, they have Vlad's, they have Guardian Greaves, they have Cookie, plus they also have Solar Crest, they also have big drums as well to be able to run away from the fight, understanding that they can reset multiple times, and if they don't die during that like troll ulti when they go in with the big Invoker combo, they're going to be winning the longer fight.
Yeah. Before we get into that game number 2, and before we talk too much more about what we expect there, we want to show you guys one of our finalists from our short film contest. What a fantastic
That was sad.
I feel like I felt every emotion from, like, you know, hype about this battle to absolute sadness around this armadillo.
That was a roller coaster of emotions.
It was so well made, though. We're going to definitely be having some more of our short film contest finalists throughout the weekend. Make sure you guys keep tuning into this one. And, of course, we want to see which team is going to be making their final stand here. We've got Extreme Gaming up against Enigma Galaxy, with Extreme Gaming leading in a one-game advantage. Both teams taking back to the stage after having us talk, whether it's on the side of Extreme Gaming, how to keep ahead of the curve here, whether they're going to be picking up even more heroes, if they can try and get their hands back onto that sniper. Enigma Galaxy, is there an answer, or is there a straight-up ban against it?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it worth leaving it in and trying to counter it? Like, they didn't have Blink Dagger on Troll. You know, like, there are better answers than, you know, Underlord Clockwork.
I mean, I think it only happened because of the picks, though, because the sniper was picked because you open a draft with Invoker. So I think if you don't open the draft with Invoker, you're probably not going to have to worry about sniper.
Oh, be
'Cause-
careful. Be careful. You're talking to XG here, dude. These guys will just whip it out.
you're not. I don't think you're going to pick sniper before you see your lane matchup.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So if you're not opening your draft with your mid hero, I think the sniper could be banned later if you think it's necessary. But I feel like the ban initially is not what I would do. I would just try to maybe restructure my order, my sequence. I'll pick my mid hero later, and if I really need to ban it, then I will ban it.
I agree with that
The thing
one.
is, though, they value mid lane dominator builders for Sumail right now. This looks to be what NGX thinks is like the strong thing in the patch. And I feel like Sniper's probably good against all of those. Like he'd probably beat Muerta as well, right?
In the last 5
Yeah.
games that they did play, they did pick Sumail's hero 4 out of 5 times.
Yeah, but the thing
They
with the
need to
Muerta
definitely
is,
change the order.
sorry, it's different because Muerta is a flex pick. So when you pick the Muerta, you don't really feel like, oh, it's really going to be mid and you're going to pick your sniper right
Right.
away.
Yeah, but they also opened up with the double Nature's Prophet, which is also a flex pick. So they might need to, maybe open up with an offlaner or just the straight up position 5/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also goes back to those bans, right? For Extreme Gaming, it was very targeted against Enigma Galaxy. They went for like the Marcy, the Muerta, the Bane. So whilst it wasn't necessarily targeting what Sumail likes to play, it is taking out all these things that I think have been the good openers, the strong foundations on the side of NGX.
Yeah, the foundation is going to be very, very crucial here. Who's going to be on which picks, which side. You're going to definitely have to plan everything around that. And I do feel like maybe it's more beneficial for Nigma to be on the second pick. Normally, I would say it's easier to be on the first pick side because now the more I think of it, because both teams are very, very focused on getting their mid matchup. So being on the second pick side means that you can decide based on what are they are opening, and then maybe you can 9-pick Sumail's hero without fearing that, oh, there's this sniper. Because I don't think they are going to open number 8 with sniper.
No.
So they're going to pick something else, and then if you think Invoker's open is a good game for it, then you pick the Invoker at 9, and then you ban the sniper in the second phase right away. So I think in this sequence, second pick is probably easier for Nigma to plan around.
And if XG has last pick, you're just not letting Sniper in the last ban phase through. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so it feels like there's a couple of solutions there. We'll see exactly what they've been able to bring up for themselves, because it brings me great joy to say we've got a game number 2.
Extreme Gaming versus Nigma Galaxy. Game 2.
Our lower bracket run for Nigma Galaxy could end short here. They've got to bring everything they possibly can to the tables. Extreme Gaming, they've been waiting for this moment to bring out those gotcha picks, get that sniper on these hands, and now looking towards the bans. It's not changing up too much in what we saw for that game number 1.
Shadow Demon is also out now, but this also allows Nigma Galaxy to potentially take the Bane for themselves on the first pick if they want to, because I think they've been playing very good, but also banning Mars, which means that Beastmaster's not going to be in the pool, and this hero has looked amazing. He is undefeated at the TI main stage. We did have the stats for it, I believe 5 out of 5 games. It allows you to be played from 2 different roles, and it gives you so much tempo.
Yeah, I think if Earthshaker looks like it's going mid, even just in general, like Queen of Pain would be really good to come out here. I think Noob plays an excellent Beastmaster. I know it's been played a lot more mid, and Sumail can play it. He was one of the first people actually to start experimenting with Beast mid. The Shaker, like we have seen the counter to it, and it is dominating it in lane.
The Shaker not having a very good win rate on this main stage. A lot of teams have come up with ways to bully him out of lane, but also be very proactive on the sports of either blocking the Ancients being stacked or just taking another core with them to try and steal it.
I think the main idea here to exploit this hero is he's after all a melee hero in lane, right? So you have to be able to pick a good matchup to pressure him. So I assume with the next ban, they are definitely going to more or less remove the Quap because the Muerta is already banned. So those are the 2 main heroes that are going to pressure the ES in the lane. I'm not sure if there's a third one.
Both of those heroes also follow the Earthshaker because, of course, both teams are aware that this can go position 4, position 3, or position 2.
You know what?
Pick Quap, you can go to any of these lanes.
If Quap is banned, could they just use Sniper for themselves to pressure the Earthshaker in the lane?
I like it.
Because you think about it, right? He's going to go Ancients and Sniper is going to take your tower. I think that's like a fair trade, Like, I feel like that would actually make it difficult for the Earthshaker to play the game.
What about a Helm Dom Sniper mid from Sumail? Are we going to see
I
it?
think we're overcooking it here.
You think we're overcooking? We'll see. We'll see if we're overcooking.
I'm going to listen to Lacoste on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be a bit too much.
I'll listen to Kuro. I'll see what Kuro picks.
All right, we'll be
Enigma
interested.
Galaxy, they did ban out the Bristleback, which did give yesterday
Yeah.
Extreme Gaming a lot of speed. This is also Battle Fury Bristleback, which is pretty uncommon.
It's a good matchup into
It
the
is.
Beast.
It is. And also the other good matchup is definitely Gyrocopter, something that Beastmaster doesn't like to play, having that flak, making sure that you can pressure him in the lane as well.
Yeah, I was looking at the past for Extreme Gaming. It's mostly been in that off lane for this Earthshaker. So you guys are right. You kind of want to hold off a little bit about exactly how you want to open up. If you want to put all your stocks into the fact that it is going to be going amid Earthshaker. Some more bans, Gyro coming out there, Bane too. And leaves Extreme Gaming going for the Warlock.
I like it. I mean, this is a Beast lane counter. You Fatal Bonds the wave, and that will hit the board. That'll hit Beast. So if it's played in the off lane, which I feel like it probably is here for NGX, Warlock will do well against us. It's also very hard to like initiate a fight against Warlock ulti plus Fatal Bonds.
You roll someone, the rock's gonna come on top of you and then get hit by some 2 or 3 man Fatal Bond and
Yes.
fight instantly turns on you.
Okay, so they're doubling down on NGX and saying, well, you want to fight us? Okay, we're going to pick another S-tier team fighter.
Circles on circles, you know?
Yes, yeah, classic Dota. Classic TI. More circles.
This is a really, really good pick here. It counters both Earthshaker and Warlock.
I mean, this
Warlock does not lag at all against
This has to be Snapfire from Jin-Q again. It's just too good to pass on. You're playing against Beastmaster, easy cookie against Aurora. You have a follow-up from Warlock, a Fissure. So you can choose how you want to be taking the fights, prolonging them. Great against Phoenix Egg, great against Clockwork and his cogs as well. So it feels really, really good. That gives you a team fight. I think the one pairing that we've seen in the previous game, Snapfire plus Mars, now you can do the same thing with the Earthshaker.
Yeah. The only issue with that is it does make the support duo a little bit weird between like Snapfire, Warlock, like who's actually running
the
around
lane
and
with
stuff.
the off lane Earthshaker also might not be so ideal, you know. So if they are going for a Snapfire, maybe I would lean more towards the Shaker being like a mid hero.
I think they could. I mean, they could also go like Snap Puck, something that's like really, really active on the mid lane that solves the issue with the supports running around and doing stuff together.
In your tongue.
Yeah, and the Puck also definitely exploits, right, the fact that you have a Phoenix Clockwork support duo. They don't really have the best lockdown against the Puck here. So there you go, the Puck for Snapfire. And this is just going to mean that this game is going to be all about the team fight again.
Punishable by the sniper again. I mean,
Yeah, Sniper.
I think they have a couple of good options. The Sniper definitely. Not sure if Sumail wants to bang it out. I think Void Spirit could be really good, very elusive.
Yeah, but if you do, okay, actually maybe.
Either that, if it was the different teams that did have these drafts, I would say that XXS would probably pick up Slardar against this matchup. It's very good. Like the two supports, you can easily 3-shot these two supports. They don't have much armor.
oh, Ghost Medusa.
Right away.
Yesterday they did pick it 2 times on 18.
Okay.
It did work out really well for them.
It's fair, yeah. I mean, they have this pick where they get the 2 bans, so they want to pick the higher priority thing. This means, I think they agree with us that there are like 3 or more options that are good for mid lane to pick against Puck.
Yeah, so yesterday they banned Anti-Mage and Darkseer, right, when they picked the Medusa here. So that's going to leave what other carries against Medusa.
Yeah, they also did Animage and Juggernaut in the second game when they picked up the Medusa.
Oh, Ame Jug. I mean,
Yeah.
if he can find any excuse to play it, he will. It kills the egg as well, and it's good against Beast and lane. We actually saw Warlock Jug lane as well.
Okay, so you think it's not out of the realm of the question for us to get to see an Arme Jug on the main stage?
I definitely think.
I think
it's Ame
Ursa
Jug.
could also be decent here, like Ursa with the lane with the Warlock against the Beast. You can also kill the egg. I think those are decent options here. They have a couple of very good heroes here to pick here for XG side. It's all about like thinking what are your priorities. Like, do you want more of a better lane or do you want more of a better late game against this Medusa?
I have a wacky one to throw out there for Sumail. Ricky Maru counters the Puck in lane. You can't cookie when Ricky gets the Aghanim Shard. Good at killing the supports.
Game and Gladiators did try that against Team Liquid, game number 1 in the Grand Finals last year, and it looked really good for the first 15 minutes, and then they just crumbled.
Do you think
It's
this
good.
is-
A lot of these that we are mentioning can work out, but
Is it where the Riki could potentially fall off, the Beast comes online, and then you're going to have your Medusa online? Is there enough power spikes
The
throughout
thing is,
the rest?
well, the Riki with the Beast and the Medusa doesn't feel like they have the best synergy.
It's
It's
a
very
bit
good
weird.
against their opponents' heroes, but it
but not
doesn't really
together.
work with their own lineup, which I feel like that's going to be my primary concern with the Riki.
Yeah, NGX definitely does need some sort of spirit type hero
Yeah.
that's running around and doing things with the supports right now. Or they, once again, can all in and go for sniper and just say, okay, we're going to dominate you in lanes, go late game, and then, win the game that way. Which they have done. I mean, they did the Medusa Muerta duo. This is not a super common, scaling cores in your 2 and
Yeah,
1.
but I just feel like more likely you're going to see like something like a Void Spirit. Void Spirit just with the Axe is going to counter basically the entire lineup.
Yeah.
The current 4 heroes.
Yeah. That is
A lot of
definitely
time
the best
on
spirit.
Enigma Galaxy. I think Troll could also be a good pickup. You did mention Ursa. All of these heroes are very good. Like Ursa is not as strong of a laner. Warlock fixes that easily because you need that extra bit of a healing coming out in the first couple of levels. But also Troll, I think this is the hero that can build into either MKB. He's fine with that. He can also build into a slightly later Disperser after he gets a couple of good items as well. He can kill the egg. He lanes against the Beastmaster. Doesn't care too much about his boar.
Another option, I know that Beast is traditionally considered quite good against it in lane, but Void has been getting, like Faceless Void has been getting banned a decent amount. And I wonder, like with the Helm Dom build,
That is probably like the greediest option, right?
it's just that they have a lot of stuff to throw into
Yeah.
the Chronosphere right now, and it's traditionally considered a decent counter to Medusa, and the supports on the side of NGX don't do anything to a Faceless Void. How do you kill a Void here? Yeah, you have to roar. And I don't think XG has had many options to get it as their last pick. It's almost always banned in this phase.
Well, that would make sense why Enigma Galaxy are taking a little bit of extra time here. It feels like there are so many potential options, and they've got to go straight into this ban, into that pick here, revealing everything before Extreme Gaming get that.
Yeah, because the
purple
ban also is really dependent on what they want to pick, right? So
Yeah.
what if the last pick they have already countered certain things, so it means that they don't have to ban that hero right here, So that's why they're taking quite some time here to decide what they want. So they ban the Jug in the land.
The dream is gone. It's over. Now they have even less time for this. I thought that using so much reserve time, they would have been a little bit more confident in what they wanted that last pick to be.
I mean, it's still good to use all your time, just make sure that you cover everything, you make sure you don't miss anything.
There's a lot of options. I mean, we've mentioned pretty much everything.
Yeah, Void Spirit. I think Ember Spirit can also work if he builds into Mage Slayer against
Wow, that is a fancy one.
Okay, I was not expecting SF, to be honest.
and they know immediately what they want to pick.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this Shadow Fiend might be a little bit too risky here. Like it means that their lineup is going to be very reliant on the Beastmaster, and I think that with the Ursa being picked up, if Beast does not have a good lane, I feel like the momentum for Nigma is going to be really hard to play. They won't have much to go around, and Extreme Gaming, as long as they get to their team fights, their lineup is just going to destroy you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument is Clockwork makes up for a lot of what SF lacks in terms of like being a spirit. SF does a lot of damage. He can't really kill heroes on his own until he gets some items. But Clockwork, he will keep people in a circle for you to deal, hit your raises, hit the ulti.
Yeah, maybe the other reason why they went for the Shadow Fiend is they're looking at the Warlock plus Snapfire duo, right? So they are feeling like, wait, they can't really gank
Nothing
the
kills
mid
them.
lane.
Yeah,
they can't really
sure.
kill the mid hero, right? Because you when you're playing SF, you don't want to run into some Taz,
Yeah.
some Spirit Breaker ganking you early, and they don't have those heroes, So maybe they feel like they could get away with this greedy SF pick.
Now that you say that, I think that's absolutely it. Sumail has had like some of the best solo lanes mid. If he can just get a 1v1, I think he's really confident. Like, yeah, guys, I'll get to the point that I'll have the items and I'll be able to carry the fights.
Sure, hoping for less resources offered from the side lanes, make them a little bit stronger to cost. Is that then going to be profitable for Enigma Galaxy? A potential for that game 3?
I think they want a slower game. I don't think they want to rush things. They're having Shadow Fiend and Medusa. You have Phoenix. Beastmaster needs a little bit more time to come online. So again, same as yesterday when they were playing against Tidebound, I think Omar will need to do a lot of work, and he did a lot of work yesterday.
I definitely hear a lot of people cheering for Extreme Gaming, so I feel like we should quickly talk about their draft as well and what we see how that's playing out.
Very well-rounded, incredible team fighters, tons of damage. I think if they can get to the late game, Ursa can full to 0 pretty much all of these heroes, maybe barring Medusa.
Yeah, I think the main issue for them is the SF. If they can deal with the SF, they are going to be having a good time.
Yeah.
All right, all that cheering was because the coach of Extreme Gaming was coming out of their booth. So we're going to head on down to the stage and get some words from him.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. An incredible series so far. Am I right, everybody? Oh, yes. This is one of the loudest crowds I've heard in a while. So for both teams, actually. But let's get to the questions, my friend. So, a lot of confidence coming into the series. 2 heroes that we have not seen picked up yet at this event, and this draft as well. Full team fight, full let's run at them, in my opinion. Where did this confidence come from after the performances that we've been seeing yesterday?
今天打这场比赛超自信，选了2个从未上场的英雄。我们想知道一下这个自信从哪里来？
专门为尼伽马准备的。
We prepared it especially for Nigma.
Oh, okay. So any surprises then? I mean, the Medusa, a bit of a surprising pick in my opinion. Were you ready for that?
对面选了美杜莎，对主持人来说有一点点小惊喜，对你来说呢？
预料到他们不是选美杜莎就选德鲁伊吧。
With them, if it's not Medusa, then it's Lone Druid.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I did want to give you an opportunity. As I said, incredibly loud crowd, especially over here from the fans of your team. I want to give you an opportunity to say something to them cheering you on.
现场那么多粉丝在支持，为你们呐喊，想有个机会让你们就是跟粉丝说一些。
谢谢大家支持，我们会冲上去的。
Thanks everyone for your support. We will go all the way up.
All right. Well, let's see if they can do it again in this game as we get into game number 2.
And as we get into the action, first blood, it's going to be going the way of Sumail as he's ready to step up to the mid this game on his Shadow Fiend, of course, coming through as that final pick from Nigma Galaxy this game, Fogt.
And it feels like he does have to do quite a bit, right? Especially with Omar making that quick early little swing around, finding XXS. They've got their early game prepared. Look at the double ward block as well, looking to get themselves to an advantage at the start here, giving Sumail a good time versus XM in particular. So let's see how he's going to be able to do with a pretty much free bottle right at the start of things. So Sumail is going to be going toe-to-toe with XM here. Let's see how these side lanes go, because it does feel like XG is very prepared for them, having this Earthshaker, having this Snapfire, as you've seen them do very well with in the past, and having this Ursa snap-picked, no hesitation whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, they were ready for that. They did not care what was coming out from that last pick in the mid from Nigma Galaxy. They were absolutely ready to get Armate back on the bear. Xingqiu
finds the kill.
Indeed, able to catch out GH there on that top lane, so settling the score for now. And just sort of overall, what do both of these drafts sort of tell you about what these two teams want to accomplish here in this game too?
For XG, feels like similar to last time, just team fight, right? They have so much that's going to be coming together. For Nigma, a little bit more of a slowdown, but pick and choose your battles around that egg in particular, and if Omar can find the catches. But I do have worries, I gotta be honest, just because their only real team fight early is gonna be coming from the Phoenix, and there's a Snapfire. So that egg is going to be addressed in almost every single situation, and looking back to what happened in that last game, control became a bit of a problem too. And again, the stuns are lacking for the side of Team Nigma.
I mean, that
XG has a lot of stuns, and Nigma does not have that many.
Yeah, I mean, so when you look at the lineups, would you sort of see this being another game where there will be that period early to mid where the 5-on-5s,
Omar,
they're just going to have more to press on XG, and Armate
caught,
able to chase down the clock, finish off the kill for himself.
Yeah, I would say, look, ease of execution, as we like to talk about it, definitely feels like it's there for XGs. If they just get out of lanes, even or ahead, they're just going to have those natural ultis coming in that do a ton of damage, as we've seen with the Shaker, with even the Snapfire from the support. And yeah, we have to mention it too, right? XM, Sumail is looking to dominate the lane, because if you look at the game overall for the Puck, as we said, there's like no stuns. It's Clockwork Hook shot and a Roar in particular to try to lock down XM.
It's going to be super difficult to catch him.
Yeah.
And we saw how well of a performance XM had last game on the Sniper. And his Puck, also one, as you can see from that Dota Plus level, one that he is incredibly proficient on. So, yeah, if you give him sort of the setup to have an easy Puck lane, he is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with.
And let's see how this bottom lane goes, because like you said, they snap pick the Ursa. With this Warlock, they know it's going to have a free lane completely, and it's versus double melee. So Ame is set up for absolute success, and Noob, he's going to have to just rely on stacks completely. I see he's already sending the boar. He's got a triple stack hard camp already prepared for himself, but he's got 6 last hits. He's getting next to nothing down here in terms of CS.
Yeah, very good control there from XG so far. And overall, do you sort of see why they were as confident as they were with picking up this Ursa? Do you sort of like how this hero matches up against a Medusa lineup in time, in terms of sort of timings and strong points?
Yeah, no, for sure. It gives you Roche, it gives you Tormentor, it gives you itemization that you can do later on if you want to get a Disperse or anything, but also just straight hard damage, right? The longer that fight goes versus Medusa, you will be able to bring him down. And yeah, so much control. That's just the big thing I'm looking at. An unbelievable amount of stuns for them to stick on targets.
See on the mid lane so far is going here between Sumail and XM. 27-5 on the SF against the 20-1 on XM. I mean, how does this sort of play out as they level up? Is Sumail going to be able to maintain a good lead with denies, or as a puck, are you normally able to set up the wave so you can nuke it every time?
He can still get a fair bit, but Sumail having this, level 1 bottle, getting that first blood, definitely will have him a bit of an advantage. The problem is, I've seen so many games for Enigma, when they have Sumail with an advantage, Omar can swing over and get kills pretty easily with him. Omar can't do that this game.
A lot of damage coming in there.
Xingqiu wants him, can't quite get him. The level 2 Shredder is very devastating in the laning phase. As we see there for GH, very low armor. Gets brought down incredibly low.
Especially if there's ever a situation where XXS is able to get him with a right click from the enchant totem.
Oh yeah, that almost shouldn't happen though. Right?
Sure, yeah, you got to keep that distance.
In the lane, later on, of course, that's going to happen, but...
GH still very, very low. And Xingqiu is just going to be able to shoot him down.
That's twice that he's been able to pretty much do this, almost on his own.
Yeah, rough couple of deaths there. GH getting caught out.
Xingqiu last game played it pretty flawlessly. This one too. He gets the kill, blocks the camp as well while he's retreating. So a pretty perfect play coming up from him there in this top lane.
Yeah, it's just going to continue to maintain the lane in a position where XXS is very freely able to farm and get a good amount of denies in against Ghost Farm. So far, slightly favorable early signs here from Extreme in the way that they're maintaining the lanes. It's going to be a lot of eyes on what Sumail can do from the mid on his SF.
Sumail and Omar to set that tempo in particular, to have that game for Ghost so that he can sit back and farm. Constant fissures.
Yeah, proving difficult now for really GH to have a sort of say in this top lane. Each time Xingqiu pushing him away.
So I mentioned this last time, the way that they had their lane setups. This time of course it's GH still playing that 5 position, but not having that matchup where they have like a ranged hero with the melee hero, the Clockwork with the Medusa, which is a pretty strong hero, versus Earthshaker too. So interesting that they decided to do this and just keep it very standard rather than adapting in any way. As we see XM has the haste rune. Can look to toy with Sumail a bit here.
Yeah, knows that he's at no threat at all.
Yeah, Raindrop's going to be blocking a lot of that damage. Sumail down to his last Raindrop charge. XM still has the 3. Could see a rotation at some point. Xingqiu will finally deward the sentries that were placed from the start that we mentioned from Omar, although they were about to expire. Not the same move happening from X-Nova. He is a Warlock versus a Clockwork, so it's very difficult for him to get over there and actually place this sentry to block the camp. So Noob, he will have those camps to go back and farm to, or maybe he gives them to Sumail. We'll see. Maybe they are all just about buffing up Sumail as much as possible in this early game. Yeah. Since he doesn't have access on Noob, so he actually can't clear that neutral. And XM is... they cannot let this happen.
This is a huge stack.
They cannot let XM take this stack.
I mean,
I mean, if they allow this to happen, it's
Sumail's got to get over it.
He's got a haste rune though, so XM can toy with them a bit here.
He got a couple of the creeps, but Sumail should be able to maintain the rest of the stack, and indeed comes in just in time, because losing that would have been quite painful for Enigma Galaxy's early game.
Yeah, that would have been devastating. Now we do see Sumail 1,200 gold advantage over that puck at the moment here.
Now it's Sumail so far, getting the stack, getting the first blood, top lane, GH dead again.
He's just getting caught off guard with the damage. Just this little Shredder plus a Fissure, it's just too much for him to deal with so far here.
This is going to set XXS up for a very quick Link Dagger timing. Even with the fact that they did block those camps, it kind of doesn't matter because of how much he's getting from the lane.
Oh, and he's going to have... This is the off-lane Shaker, and he might actually have a pre-10-minute Blink Dagger. That is devastating.
See
Ame
around this
in the mid lane.
Ame's ready to head over. They get the silence onto the two of them. Ame getting the swipe stacked up onto Sumail. Sumail's able to get the Requiem off. Phase shift there from XM. See if he can jump out in time with the orb. He can't. He can't escape them. They'll get bonded here, the three of them, and Ame's ready to step back in, cookie forward. Sumail will get taken out. GQ shoots down Omar. As XG bringing in the numbers there to contest this rune. Short, they lose their puck, but it's Ame, the carry, turning up and getting involved positively.
Very cool move. I feel like that reminds you of Spirit that used to do that one, right? The 8-minute, they bring the carry to the mid lane at times. Ame, knowing that he can get involved into the fray. They do lose the puck, but they shut down the SF here. One time down.
A noob in position to try and make the return to the bottom lane a bit more difficult for Ame, but he should still be able to safely make his way down here.
Ghost is getting absolute free farm up here too. That is being said though, XXS is, as you said, gonna have that Blink Dagger at one of the earliest off-lane timings.
Omar, maybe continuing to get in under the tower if Noob's able to get this creep wave pushed in.
Xnova has the book at the ready. He can pop 6.
We're gonna try and set things up here. Ame turns towards Omar. We'll have to hold back in the cogs for now. Enigma Galaxy stepping up the pressure.
So eyes on the Warlock. He's a little low on mana now, but he can consume the Grimoire to drop that Golem if there is an aggressive play. They won't push forward on the side of Nigma.
They're still very difficult to push the Ursa out entirely. Smoke play now to be coming in, so they want to continue to just bring more numbers down to this bottom lane to try and take this tower off the map as early as possible and potentially find kills on top of it. But Extreme,
he's consumed it.
They're going to turn up for the defense. There's the setup. Straight away they go for Noob. They'll get the roar up, but the enrage is there. Noob continues to run, but the kisses are coming in. The final hit connects. Noob's gone. Xingqiu landing the shots perfectly to bring down the Beastmaster.
I mean, Xingqiu also kills the Dominator. He also cookie saves Xnova. What more can this man do?
He's doing so much in this early game on the Snap. 4-0-2 already.
Insane.
A flawless opening here from him on the Snap Fire.
And I think perhaps Nigma was maybe saying, hey, Warlock's not quite 6 yet. Maybe we can make a little aggressive move. He eats that Grimoire, has the Golem, drops it, and as you said, the last kiss touches on top of the Beastmaster.
It lands every single one of them there, Xingqiu.
In the meanwhile, Echo was used on those neutrals. XXS, Blink is done. Also 900 gold up on him. Top of the net worth for this Shaker. Oh, nice touch there, GH.
Easy 100 gold.
Yep. Very nice.
And has got the 6 now. So Supernova to rely on, but as you mentioned, it's not an easy game to get that egg off successfully.
No, Xingqiu, especially with the start he's having, right? He's going to have good positioning in most of those fights to go for that egg. Mid-tower, getting whittled down.
And they're trying to hold it, but it's a lot of damage already being done here by Extreme.
Kisses in 40. XM, he knows he can push the limits because he's playing versus no stuns. And GQ will claim that tower last hit. This is a very rich Snapfire.
At the same time, the pressure will continue from Enigma Galaxy on the bottom lane. They will take the tower there.
Sumail has to make that trade. Since he did end up, you know, he can't go back to that mid lane because very likely could get set up on. Does go bottom, gets the tower at the least here.
We'll see where XM wants to go next. Starting to shift his attention up towards the top.
Kisses in 20. Ghost does show himself. He has a big wand, so it does feel safe to show himself up there.
Should be ready with numerous TPs though, Enigma Galaxy, if they do want to try and turn up and defend if the dive comes in.
Omar needs that 6 very badly for the team. He needs that hook shot available for them to have an initiating force at the moment, because for them to actually walk into fights at the moment, very difficult. They literally would just have to walk into them, while XG, as we see, now have 3 different ways to start fights, especially with that Blink Dagger being done.
Both carries, though, continue to be in
farming.
pretty perfect form, right, for the opening of this game. Ghost and Ame getting the entrance into the action.
Oh, nicely done there from Omar.
As they would hope for in terms of the timings. What we've got the Battle Fury pretty much done here on Ame. So 12-minute Battle Fury for the Bear. And as you can see on Ghost Net Worth, he's in a perfectly fine position as well at the moment. A few hundred gold ahead of that of the Bear. So both carries should be pretty happy.
Both having the dream, essentially. Can they look for a setup? It looks like they're making a move bottom. It's right on Noob.
They get the setup, and Xingqiu straight away ready to bring in the damage.
They just drop the Echo as well. No hesitation. He wants that extra money. Xingqiu gets the last hit again. Mega kill for the Snapfire.
I mean, the way this top lane's gone, you know, sure, we talk about the fact that Ghost has still managed to find the farm out of this lane. But the amount that the duo of Extreme got between the two of them is set up for XXS and Jin-Q to just really get the ball rolling between the two of them.
The supports are very rich on the side of XG. And Jin-Q, we saw what he was able to do that last game with early timings, early shard plays. So far, having a very flawless performance. The support's definitely struggling on the side of Nigma.
XM still falling behind a little bit from the mid lane.
Absolutely.
Despite also just, being able to take out that tower rather early on in the mid. Hasn't quite found as many opportunities as he would hope for himself to get involved with the Dream Coil. Whereas on the other side, Sumail on the SF, that step ahead and ready to look for opportunities himself as they're coming in with the smoke again.
They want to try to set up perhaps for a tower push here, but it is into a lot of ultis. Kisses are still cooldown 50, same thing for Echo, but the Golem and the Coil is at the ready.
Here's the smoke. Goes to Nomar in position. XXS is going to step up, but easily able to back off as soon as he's aware of what's going on. They turn towards Ame instead. They'll get the enrage off. Starts to stand his ground against Omar. In fact, they're just able to kill Omar off. So Nigma Galaxy seeing if they could sort of trip Extreme up, but Extreme were pretty ready for them to turn up in that position.
They got the tower at the least, right? So showing up for that, but do end up losing Omar again here after that first hookshot reveal. Ame will take that. Almost a Blink Dagger finished. Starting to get these scary tools versus something like that Shadow Fiend, who is very vulnerable to heroes jumping him. Double Blink's going to be finished. Double Blinks and a Puck who can just appear on top of you very early.
So they're just going to drop the Golem here onto Ghost. TP's immediately coming in from Nigma Galaxy, though, so the Golem won't be able to do much offensively.
A bit wasted, but they're looking to go back in. Ghost.
They're still going with the kisses. Ame's closing in. They'll force out the Stone Gaze, but the damage for these kisses from Jin-Q bringing Ghost so low. They'll fuel him up. They're going to have to suffer XM. He's there ready and waiting for them. Shuts off the escape. Comes in with the coil. Oh, they were so ready for that.
He doesn't get the wand off. Ghost got stunned.
Now GH will see XM look to chase him down as well. He's not going to go completely in for the dive play. He's already got what he came for there. I mean, that was just so smooth from Extreme.
They had no idea he was coming from that angle.
Really starting to build up the early lead now. Extreme 11-2, 4K lead, taking out these towers.
And that blink is done now for the Ursa. Sumail's game just feels so difficult, Owen. Unless he can do some type of crazy position plays, but versus double blinks and a puck does feel incredibly complicated.
Especially with these timings Ame's hitting, because once that bash is online, right, it's going to be so difficult for Sumail to turn up and get the combo off.
I mean, even if he does, right, he can always get the enrage, right? Like, you can never, it's very difficult to ever Requiem an Ursa, Requiem at the puck, perhaps on the Shaker in some situations, but there's stuns, right? It does feel very hard in this early game for Enigma with the way that XG has prepared, with the way these lanes went down in particular, too, as we keep saying, the supports, almost level 10 on the two of them. A slow start for the side of Enigma.
I'm ready to go again. Echo slams at the ready. Kisses still going to be off for 30 seconds, but with just sort of the jump burst alone between the two of them, most of the heroes on Nigma Galaxy will suffer.
Omar, Ame does find him.
If they find Sumail, it's going to be quite a huge one.
He's just a free kill.
Yeah,
on top of him, it feels like.
They've got enough control and burst. Here comes the silence from XM. Nothing to be done there by Sumail.
Uh-oh. This is looking really tough for the Shadow Fiend. They wanted him to get a snowball going, but he's now bottom of the cores after that death.
Noob. He's going to start running down in this direction. I feel like he's got to be careful. XG's still got a lot around. He's going to open up with the roar onto XXS. See if he can make this play happen, but the kisses are up. XXS will die, but it's going to cost Noob his life.
They get a trade. Jin-Q claims another.
With these sort of kill involvements that he's going to have, he's level 11. He's very soon having this level 2 kisses. And he's doing already so much with level 1.
He's got Pavis, I believe, finished up too to block out the damage from that Medusa, mostly from the Medusa. I think they're starting to just realize that it's going to be the Medusa versus the world very quickly in this game.
Straight into the pit here.
Addressing everything else.
Is there a chance they go for a steal? They do have kind of hook shot and Stone Gaze at the ready. They could try for a risky sort of move here.
It is under vision, though. Look at the ward they placed down. X-Nova, he sees them smoke.
They've got Supernova ready at the waiting as well, so they have got the tools.
Can Omar get the angle?
They've got to try for this Nigma Galaxy, but are they going to be able to do it in time? It's a shot they're in. Can they get the steal if they can't? Ame gets the kill, gets the Aegis. As Nigma Galaxy have to run, but a Fisher from XXS will stop Omar having any chances of retreat. They tried, and they were so close to getting the timing, but Ame stands strong and claims the Aegis.
It's one of the cleanest early games I've seen from XG. Just pretty much no mistakes coming out from any of them. Quick moves, super early Roshan, pre-Tormentor as well. And Ame, as you said, that Basher, it's pretty much
so
done.
early.
Dusa, SF, like these heroes, if you can get on top of them early, very difficult. But if you have Bash as well, they can't even turn and stand their ground. Ghost starting to also fall behind. A 2K difference almost between him and Ame now. Sumail just yet to be able to get really involved. He, of course, has that one kill from earlier, but besides that, just difficult for him. So much magic damage. He's going for the blink next. It feels like he has to go all in, but maybe does have to change the build a little also. We'll have to see what he wants to do.
And it really is just, as you mentioned earlier, so much pressure on either Noob or Omar to find some sort of hook shot or raw setup. Because without that,
there's just no stun.
You can't make the plays. You can't have a chance at trying to take down a puck. Another freebie.
It's a beatdown so far. Hook shot trying to catch somebody here, but off the mark. 60 seconds cooldown.
How on earth do you catch this puck?
I mean, he has Blink Dagger now. Max phase shift. He almost has to make a mistake for you to get any type of catch. And Noob, he will lose the Overlord. Jin-Q will claim that 250 gold. That's the Solar Crest done as well. Shard plus Solar Crest done. 7-0-6 on this Snapfire. Trying to play around Noob with his Overlord timing, but they just, I mean, as soon as the creep showed, they killed it. So first one is gone. 30 seconds, that Tormentor play. XG already starting to prepare themselves for it. And for Nigma, I mean, they cannot fight there. Right? The egg is going to get addressed. Sumail very likely to just get exploded from all the spell combos that they have, the crazy team fight. So might just have to give this one up and hope that Ghost can just farm as much as possible out of it.
It's going to become one of those games, right, where it's just for Nigma Galaxy, indeed, just hope that the Dusa can carry them. And of course, it has been able to many times before.
Hook shot.
Get the hook shot.
They get
into
the
the
roar.
roar. That's the two bits of lockdown and the Centaur and the Cogs. They
There we
do
go.
it. It takes it all in terms of lockdown, but they get the job done.
High execution kill. They find XM. XM will be rewarded with a shard for his death.
Ame ready to continue to push on. 2 minutes on the Aegis. Not a lot that he fears right now.
At least Nigma's able to find something there. Sumail also has the Blink Dagger done with the Arcane Rune. Oh, look at the items that come in, though. This is the issue, right? Because they're having such good times on the offlane or two, XXS now has a BKB. So if he does try to go for that setup with a Requiem, it might just get countered.
Noob might be in trouble here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, straight away.
Very dead.
As soon as they see him.
Another one for Jin-Q. He even gets the Overlord creep. He's just getting so much money.
Nah, he is having a ridiculously good timing on the Snapfire. This is crazy numbers already.
I mean, best Snapfire first pre-20
8-0-6.
I think ever that I've seen.
And yeah, going for the blink. I mean, once that's there, it's pretty much going to be impossible that you ever get the egg off.
Yeah.
He's always going to be able to blink in, little shredder in from a safe spot.
And potentially just the saves too, like Blink, Cookie, and Ally. But yeah,
So
absolutely,
hard.
just positioning being crucial there. Omar, Sumail, they're looking for the wraparound. Trying to
See what
catch
they can
them off
get.
guard here.
They get the Omni to X over, but it's kind of awkward. And in fact, he's going to get the chance to live. He's away now. They get the jump in onto Sumail. The bash comes through. They have the Invis to protect him for now, but the Dream Coil Snap holds him in position. Sumail will be able to get away, but GH is dead. Nigma Galaxy have to retreat.
They can't even kill the Warlock with their combo.
Name diving in under the tower on towards Ghost. That's the carry dead.
A true disaster for Nigma. XG, a masterclass. Literally 0 mistakes, it feel like.
And tier 2.
And a tier 2 probably to fall here too.
Starting to fall indeed. I mean, getting so much done with this Aegis on Ame. Nigma Galaxy, they tried their chances there.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out. They couldn't lock down and kill this Warlock.
And even if they do, very likely they all just die immediately afterwards too. So an attempt there from Nigma, but quickly answered from XG. Ame, BKB is about to be done after all the rest of his pickups that he already has.
He is massive on this Ursa.
I mean, Sumail's game
goodness.
just feels actually impossible.
Coming on towards the top lane, Sumail and Noob, they got to get out of here.
Power Ranger TP is coming forward. Immediately killing that Overlord. The kisses to Scout.
And they're going to be able to find him. The Fisher comes in. You can't escape Xingqiu. He's always ready to spot you out and just do the damage. It's like, what do you do against this Snapfire?
Don't give him it. This is actually insane what he's able to do so far this game. Nigma can literally get nothing going their way, it feels like, right? Even when they got like one of the kills, it wasn't a free kill by any means. The trade ended up happening on bottom. I believe that was the last one that they were able to find. The moves from XG just too fast, and yeah, the BKB done for the Ursa. Sumail hasn't been able to find this Requiem combo, and he may not be able to at all in this game with the items that they've been able to pick up already. XG.
They've got to be careful down in Enigma Galaxy. XG are coming in from multiple angles.
XXS, he's got the BKB.
They're going to try and burst him. They get him with a hook shot, but the BKB's there, straight into the Echo. Fishers, he locks down the two of them. XM ready to come over as well as the Dream Coil's there, catching out Sumail on the retreat. As Sumail nowhere to run once again. XG take him down. Arme deals with GH off to the side.
It's level 1 hook shot, super low duration, right? I mean, sure, it only goes up 0.2, but even 0.2 makes a difference in these type of situations. Doesn't get the Requiem before that BKB. And these items, they got them too fast, Owen. The fact that the Shaker was able to get it this early.
I mean, just his item timings in general, right? Parasma online, 24 minutes in on XM.
And they're making it look pretty easy right now. 21-4. As you said, it's Ghost versus the world, but they have the answers for this Dusa. Even though he has Butterfly, the Parasma's done already. The Ursa can start to make the build toward that MKB if he feels like he wants to.
Oh, he can, and he's going to be well on the way, Arme. 2,500 gold ready to start spending up into that MKB.
I mean, almost 5,000 gold ahead of the Dusa. And space now starting to be pretty limited for Ghost, and he's actually under vision the whole time. They know exactly where he is.
I know, just needs to get so many items online to be able to have a chance in this one.
I don't know how many he's going to need.
A much rougher game too, and game 1 was not a fun one either for Enigma Galaxy. And at the moment down 16k gold at 25 minutes in.
I mean, all the timings that they wanted to go for, as we said, just aren't working. They aren't going to work because of the itemization that XG's gone for, but the timing that they got them to, as you said, Sumail, the Blink Yashikai is out when all the BKBs and shards and Rage is available for the Ursa. Setting up top. Guess they're scouting if there is going to be anybody in the area here. XXS is going luxury build. It's actually going to be going for the Octarine next. So more and more stuns going to be coming out from this Shaker.
They find Ghost down here.
Oh,
they're going to find Omar, which is good news for Ghost, as that should give him the info to get out.
You say that, but Ame's on him.
Indeed, Ame coming in for this angle.
He gets the bash.
Ghost. Oh, he's going to try for the TP, but the coil's there. The Fisher, the kisses, everything coming in on towards Ghost. He can't escape.
They're just reading every single one of the moves. Even though Omar tries to catch the gank, Ame comes from a different angle and instantly through the portal again. No hesitation.
It's an incredible play so far here from Extreme.
And we hear the crowd already loving it from
They
Ame.
can feel it.
Noob being stalked again.
Oh.
No?
That was the Golem.
Okay, maybe they thought he was on the other side of that there. But
really despise these Hammer the Dom creeps.
Yep, whatever.
I'll get rid of it.
Yep. Next Nova is like, don't need it anyway. GH.
There we go, as you say, Octarine, 26 minutes in.
One of the fastest ones I think we've seen.
Has to be, I think, around these off-lane Shakers.
Because usually they build, Kaya in between, usually it's a mid-Shaker as well too, so.
Yeah, there we go, no surprises there. 2 minutes faster than you've seen it before.
Crazy timings. Again, now Roche back up so quickly.
They're getting everything.
MKB's done too, so approaching this fight, impossible.
XG, they've got many options on how they want to continue this.
Yep.
They can keep farming it up. They can try and run it down the lanes. They're that strong right now that whatever they do, for Enigma Galaxy to find something to do in response, it's just going to be so difficult.
It feels like this is one of those games where Ame is unlikely to die. 7-0 so far, set up for absolute success. 6K over the next core.
And we saw a fair few of those games earlier on the road to TI from Ame, and he's bringing them out now on the main stage.
Yeah, road to TI, he had 3 deaths total. Of course, the next day, did end up having 3 deaths in one game, but showing what he can do when he's been given a free game.
Yeah, and just showing as well why they so quickly picked that Ursa. They knew that Ame was ready to pop off on this one.
Shao-Wei said it. They came very prepared, and we're absolutely seeing that. A Lincoln's now picked up for XM, so the only spell that he had to worry about, as we said, was the Roar. Now has the protection versus that.
Ooh, he's out.
We'll get a sneaky grab there.
A little bit of something there.
They need every little bit of something they can get.
Now let's see. Can Nigma Galaxy turn this one around?
I mean, Noob is just not getting much growth, Owen. It's the issue. He got the butterfly, I believe it feels like 6 minutes ago or more. He's only gotten 2,500 extra gold afterwards. Just no real space for him to farm XG. They're sweeping the map, not giving that opportunity for him to get any type of items. Sumail does have BKB, but
okay.
He'll be able to get the Requiem off, but there is...
Wait, these bashes though still right.
Yeah, he is just very likely
if
to die.
Ame gets in and kind of... probably needs to get the bash on the first or second hit. He'll be able to put a stop to that.
Sure, and there's a golem actually, so they probably still can interrupt that as well too, but we'll give him at least a little more protection versus the crazy amount of magic damage that's also in the draft of XG. But one of the more uphill battles, it feels like, for Nigma, as Ghost just now getting surpassed by the offlaner of XG as well.
They still just have to do their best to avoid extreme gaming completely. Try and build things together so that they can scramble together some sort of semblance of a team fight and defense on the high ground, despite this huge lead that Extreme have against them.
That feels like it has to be at the high ground. Anywhere else, I mean, even at the high ground feels almost impossible at this point, but that just has to be where they look to pick that fight. Ame, he's in, the banner's down.
Ready to get the damage done. Still 2.5 minutes on this Aegis, so a lot of time for Extreme to amp up the pressure.
Stopping that Sunray.
Nigma Galaxy, yeah, what have they got?
It's 2 minutes still on this Aegis. The Ursa's fully buffed up.
Trying to hold on here in the competition. And at the moment, just having to watch Ame tear apart their barracks. Can they even make a move to stop this set going down?
Ooh, hook off the mark. Tried to go for the back line,
and now he's going to pay with his life, Omar.
Instant death.
And that's a BKB as well from Sumail press to attempt to make that move work. So Ame, he can get back to business onto the racks. Full Abyssal Blade out as well. That's the fortification coming out from Nigma Galaxy.
They're catching both waves as well. XM clears top wave, Ame clears bottom wave. Momentum on all three. Backdoor will kick in, but the top wave coming in shortly. The jump.
And he's ready to dive!
Instant kill. They're truly making it look easy, Owen.
They really are. They definitely seem set to make quite a run potentially in this lower bracket XG if they keep up this level of performance.
And how do you stop? There's still a minute left on the Aegis. You have no BKB for Sumail for 40 seconds still. Ghost steps up. At any moment, it feels like XG is just ready to close this.
Yeah, they know how to push their advantage very, very well here. XG not getting slipped up at all.
Kisses.
And they get the catch in on the tree line. They look towards Noob. The Ghost Scepter will buy him enough time to back off. So he'll survive the jump this time round.
Ghost.
Another tier 3 gone, Ame. Moving in onto the Medusa. Ghost has to be careful. Mana's falling low.
Buildings are dropping. Ame, Aegis, 20 seconds.
Trying to slow him down here with the Fire Spirits. The Rain Tracks is gone.
Got what they came for.
Looks like they are going to respect the fact that Nigma Galaxy are all up and the Ame's Aegis shortly about to leave his hands.
Just playing it as safe as possible. They just got a ton of money pretty much on everybody. Almost a full Aghanims on the puck. Ame, soon the Swift Blink.
How close is Ghost to sort of the next item? He's
still not close, Owen. He's not farming. He can't.
800 gold or so until he has the Skadi complete. Just even then, he really needs that Daedalus on top of it to have the chance of doing enough damage to scare or threaten any of Extreme's lineup.
And speaking of Extreme, the fake back.
Oh, they're ready to go again.
They're looking to close this game out.
Sumail might just be caught here. Stepping up straight away. Abyssal Blade into the damage. Sumail's out for a hot minute. No buyback.
Godlike for Ame.
It's Extreme. Claim the final, well, sorry, the second set back. They've still got the bottom lane to deal with, but they're ready to sweep around and go for that straight away.
Just clinical.
And no need to head back right now. There's Extreme coming up to 30k gold lead, coming up to 1,000 gold a minute in this game. One of the bigger and earlier advantages that we've seen grow on this main stage.
At 30 minutes in particular, right? Having that
So
almost
early.
1k per lead is crazy. Ame.
GH won't find him this time. The tower's gone, the final set of barracks exposed. They jump into the tree line again. XM catch the silence in on towards Omar. Not enough damage to kill him off. Ghost starting to push forward. Attempting to hold them back. We'll get them off the racks momentarily. 10 seconds until Sumail's back in.
Ghost was able to at least finish his item. His damage still not quite there, but at least something to give him a bit more protection.
And Extreme continuing to play it careful. They know how close they are to moving on here. They don't want to let this slip away from them, regardless of how far ahead they are.
I mean, they can still look to just play the constrict game, right? Look at the ward coverage that they've got. They see absolutely everything. So if Nigma does want to step outside, they will know instantly. And Ame, yeah, look at this, 9,000 ahead of Ghost in that net worth. The Swift Blink is finished up. Immediately goes to the Tormentor. Maximum efficiency coming out from XG.
And all Nigma Galaxy can do is sort of wait.
He did step outside. They are very well aware that he's done this, so he will have to get back soon. Ame rejoins XG.
Oh, this smoke could be the killing blow.
Ready for the move. XM has the Aghanims.
Is there any way Nigma Galaxy can outplay?
Oh, they're sneaking in. Kisses.
See Noob. Ame tries to make the jump on a GH. He'll get the dive off, so they'll avoid the initial jump from XG.
The final racks.
TP coming in here from Noob.
XXS. He's got A on disc at the ready.
Just say you're ready to put that together if necessary. The call comes in, they make the jump, that's GH gone. And Ame, he's in onto Ghost. The slam comes through, the hook shot's attempted, but Ghost, he's gone. Sumail, he'll go for the Requiem, but the bash comes in. He's dead. Noob will get the roar up, but he's the last one left alive on Nigma Galaxy as XG deal with him as well. It's game over. Extreme knock Nigma Galaxy out of the International, and in incredible fashion as well in this game too. A complete just mismatch of skill and performance in this one, folks. This was one of the biggest stomps we've seen here on the main stage.
A total beatdown. I mean, everybody, right? Everyone on XG did so well. Their draft as well. Xiao Wei coming in, mastermind. I mean, Xingqiu, it's hard to give the MVP to anybody, right? But this Snapfire performance, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just covering all their bases and not letting Nigma get any of their timings they wanted. I think that's pretty much what happened, right? Sumail, he gets the early first blood, gets his bottles, having a pretty good lane, but can't actually get anything off of the floor afterwards. Just, yeah, clinical performance from XG.
Yeah, as I said, the Extreme's going to be terrifying in this lower bracket for whoever ends up facing them in their upcoming series. And yeah, this game too, we heard it, as you said from Xiao at the start, right? They were prepared for Nigma Galaxy. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, what they wanted to draft against them, and how they wanted to play. And we really saw them bring that out to a T. It was perfect in this game too.
So much stun, so much control. They make it look kind of easy, right? When they have these type of stuns, just so that Ame can just kill anybody he wants. Unbelievable performance from Extreme Gaming.
Yeah, a tough, rough series here today for Nigma Galaxy. They did well to get it this far, but they won't be making any further steps here at the Internationals. Extreme Gaming take the series 2-0 and are ready to move on.
I'm here with XXS from Extreme Gaming, and my first question is, how fun is it to play Earthshaker in front of a TI crowd?
首先，恭喜获得本场比赛的胜利。我们想问一下，在主舞台上，在 TI 的观众面前玩旱地者小牛有多爽？
我觉得现场的氛围太好了。当牛头选出来的时候，大家都很兴奋。我很喜欢这种氛围。
I think the atmosphere in the stadium is awesome. I love the atmosphere when we picked Earthshaker. Everyone's clapping. I love it.
Brilliant. I mean, you guys came so well prepared for this series. Why did this aggression just work so well versus specifically Nigma Galaxy?
能看出来本场比赛之前做了很足的功课。你觉得这种 非常暴力的打法，为什么针对 Nigma 特别有效呢？
我觉得我们只是拿到自己比较擅长的阵容，发挥的比较好，所以赢了他们，就这样。
I think it's more of us picking our comfort heroes and making our strategies work. It's more of that.
Worked extremely well for you guys. And I want to ask as well, what did you learn yesterday from your series versus P-Vision that you're able to take into this one and just take it so dominantly?
我们还是想问一下，从昨天的比赛，在 P-Vision 上面有没有学到任何东西带入了这场比赛当中呢？
昨天我觉得 PV 的带线，然后把我们搞得有点晕吧。然后我们今天比较注重一下带线和就是一些处理。
I think we were a bit knocked off by P-Vision's lane pushing yesterday. So today we learned from that and we took care of it.
Excellent stuff. XXS, you played so well in this series. Hamburg, China, they may be down, but they are not out as they stay in the international. Make some noise for XXS and Extreme Gaming!
The arena having a lot of fun seeing Extreme Gaming continue here in the lower bracket. A lot of chanting, and I mean in that interview there we heard about it. It wasn't so much what they prepared for NGX, but very much just having those comfort heroes, Lacoste, and I mean the sniper coming out. Can you get any more comfort than that? And then in that game number 2 as well, we saw them just feel flawless.
Yeah, Amazursa also another classic. These are the heroes that they love to play. Jinkyu on the Snapfire, on fire pretty much throughout the whole game, being paired up with either you see this Earthshaker with Ursa, just to have plus fun so that he can be grabbing the kills, and it was pretty much flawless. We said that Nigma Galaxy, they need to take it slow, and they took it slow, but you know what? Extreme Gaming, they wanted to end this one quickly.
That was a nice little tidbit about the lane pushing. Like, that was very honest from him, because I do think P-Vision, you know, we saw it yesterday, the way that they're using the Dom creep is very oppressive. So, I mean, this was not a close series, legitimately. So whatever they learned, like, that worked out.
Yeah, Extreme Gaming getting to bounce back like that. We get to see them progress, but unfortunately, it does also mean that we have to say goodbye to Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, thanks, Nat. I am here with GH, legend of the game. That's for you, bud. I realize you've just lost this series, bitterly disappointed and to go out, but have you guys had fun at TI? You've been incredibly entertaining to watch.
It's always super fun to play in front of such an amazing crowd, to be honest. Having everyone who supports us here. So I would like to shout out all the crowd, all the supporters, all the fans. We truly love performing for you guys.
They love watching you as well. So other than that, what has been the highlight of this TI for you and the team?
I mean, for me, honestly, I'm just extremely grateful to be here in the first place. It's such an honor, such a great experience, surrounded by so many good, great players. It's just the overwhelming feeling.
The standard this year does seem very high. How far do you think XG can go? Because that was a hell of a performance from them.
I believe top 6 teams are all contenders for the top 1. So they could go all the way, they could do anything they want.
Fair enough. I'm going to let you get back to your team in a second, but I just want to say, can we get a huge round of applause and a cheer for GH and Nigma Galaxy for entertaining us at this wonderful TI. Thank you, GH. Back to you guys.
A pleasure to see these players come out onto the stage, to just get the arena going. There is so much energy around it. Everyone has loved supporting them. Months ago, they put in that effort. They came through the qualifiers. We saw them last week put in a lot more effort to make it to the top 8. And here, they get to be happy still with a top 6 performance. It is, you know, nothing to be ashamed of to be knocked out by Extreme Gaming. Someone who came into this undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, in TI, like, this is where you want to see NGX perform. And I totally agree with Ted, and I think the audience feels the same. This has been one of the most fun teams to watch. They didn't just get top 6 playing, like, normal, boring stuff. They did it with style. Like, they completely reinvented the meta, and I think it caught a lot of teams off guard. And we will definitely see in the coming day teams using stuff that NGX came up with.
Yeah, I mean, that mid-Muerta was such an issue. It had to get banned out. And then we see SF coming out, right? This is a hero that isn't surprising at all to be picked up, Lacoste, but it is surprising to see how the mid lane went for him with the side of Extreme Gaming stepping it up.
Yeah, they were ready for some of these early movements. Even though he did have the first blood, things were not going his way. I think SF needs a bit of a different setup. This is a really nice move from Ame. This is why he's one of the GOATs when it comes down to being super aggressive, understanding that they can try to kill him with the coil. This should be an easy kill, but the Clockwork is here, and they're still going to be ready. Like, even they mess up this gank a little bit. XM he doesn't go to the up ground and uphill, and he dies, but guess who's here? It's Jinkyu, it's Ame. Cookie lands on one, he goes for the bigger target, Jinkyu gets the double kill. These type of moves, you don't expect them to happen. We've seen Yuma from Heroic going for these twin gates rotation 5-6 minutes into the game multiple times, but these type of rotations where Carry leaves the lane 8 minutes into the game, goes to the river to secure the rune for his mid laner and try to grab a kill, it's very rare.
I mean, it kind of also solves the problem, right? We mentioned that the SF was going to be a problem, and I mentioned after the draft ended, it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle it, and that was like a really important move, right? SF, he was top net worth at 8 minutes during the game, and that kill actually meant that it slowed down their momentum so much.
Yeah, that's something that Spirit was really good at during both of their TI runs, was figuring out if one hero is a problem and they can't just bring the supports to a lane to solve it, they would bring Collapse or Yatoro would go. So it's really cool to see XG pulling out that here in the top 6 because, you know, once again, going back, like this is the sort of championship plays you need to win the whole thing.
Always the 1% when you're able to just min-max it a little bit more. Also, though, when we went further into this sort of game winter, the team fights that were coming out, having the numbers again, Extreme Gaming has always been so good at balling up together early and taking over so much of the map.
I mean, their draft literally screams team fight, you know, in both games. And I also wanted to highlight that the way they involve everyone, because it's not just about starting the team fights, right? How are you going to involve all of your team? And right here you can see the Ursa once again comes in, Ame rotating in with his team. They have all the ultis up. They try to take a fight. They try to take the tower here. And Nigma, they just couldn't really respond with 5 heroes because the Beast didn't have a good start. And usually Beastmaster, you don't really want to TP into a fight. You want to be in a position when your team goes to you, right? So they took full advantage of that, and Nigma just couldn't bring 5 heroes, and they had to run, and they lost their carry.
With so many early rotations from Ame, we kind of see him take that extra leap. There's a much bigger gap between the two carry players in this game there, Jenkins.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Ame classic, the Ursa, and I feel like this is what Extreme has been playing really well around since day one of this tournament, which is having some, like, really bursty carry, and then heroes that can like kite the fight, do things from far. You know, they've Snapfire, they've Earthshaker, or Warlock. Like all of these heroes, just they poke. Like this basically lets XG play as a unit, and then Ame can like pick and choose his jumps and just not die. He went 9-0-4 this game, but honestly, this is how most of his Ursa games go because they pick around it.
Yeah, a big difference between having an active early game carry compared to a late game scaling carry in the Medusa Lacoste.
Yeah, I think Ursa did a lot more Medusa, also a bit of a slower hero on the side. She needs 2 items to come online, and we can definitely see the difference. Even though Ghost was farming really well, but also you have Shadowfin. Like I think the problem was between Shadowfin and Medusa, because both of them are kind of needing other heroes to go in, and the hero damage at this time, all of that is from the laning stage as well. He did join in one of these earlier fights, but Ame, like, he's ready to take the fight. This is the best hero in the game to take objectives. They took the first Roshan, they did take the first Tormentor as well, and this time around they're trying to go for a kill. Again, this is not the target you want to initiate on. This is your Warlock. He still gets to rock, even though Shadowfin's not going to die because they're going to be losing the vision of him, off of that Glimmer Cape, but still Ame, he's ready to join in. They have so many stuns, so many ways to disengage a teamfight. Pre-BKBs, you have this Earthshaker with the Fissure, with the Enchant Totem, and you can see the big difference between carry-to-carry matchup once they left alone, where Medusa's still not ready to take the fights with her like 3-4 items that she wants to have.
It wasn't easy, though, to find the right target to initiate on. That Warlock, we saw it there at that 20-odd minute mark, how they struggled to kill him off. That's a position 5. Later on in the game, though, we also see them try and have a gank on the Earthshaker too, right? Caught just slightly out of position. You have the numbers advantage, and that one still doesn't work out for them, Jenkins.
Yeah, you can kind of see like the struggle that they were facing in the draft as the game progressed, where the only combo that they really had was clockwork hook into SF Requiem, and even though they basically did it perfectly here, they still have enough in the tank for XXS to get the BKB off because the Chain Stun is just not long enough. So I guess you also need the Beastmaster in position, but then you have 2 cores in the same place. It's one of those situations where like one team drafted a lot of heroes that had many fight conditions, like ways that they can take the fight, and the other team drafted something which requires a lot more like outplay and maybe a higher cap.
I think if you look at the score, it tells you the story of the game where both of the supports are trying to make something happen because all 3 cores are really not having a fun time. They did die 8 times on both of the supports. Noob didn't have a good time at all. Every single time Snapfire with the Earthshaker paired up with the Coil. Very easy to execute combos once they go on him. He doesn't have much of a defense. And they managed to shut him down. He was the playmaker who was supposed to take care of the map. You did talk about the Clockwork and the Shadow Fiend, the combos that we've seen that they missed. Executed the 2 times as well, but Ame standout player for a good reason.
Yeah, the 2 moves that he made just now in the highlights, the gank in the mid and the top rotation, those are the 2 moves that kind of just cemented the lead, you know, for Extreme Gaming there. And especially like the Ursa, I think same can be said for the other side, on Nigma Galaxy side, when they had the Beastmaster, I felt like he lacked that carry gate rotation, right? And not to say it's Ghost's fault, but as Medusa, you generally do not want to do that.
You can't do that, yeah.
And so maybe you have to go back to the draft. Maybe it's probably better for them to enable the Beastmaster because like I said, you know, with the SF being in the pool at the end, it means that a lot of the responsibilities of the momentum of the game falls on the Beastmaster. And if your Beastmaster doesn't have a good game, you don't enable him, it's very difficult for your team to move around the map. And because he wasn't really the overall last pick, they picked the Ursa to kind of win the lane. So and you don't help him, so how is he ever going to get into the game?
Right, I mean, he's overall first pick, and they didn't flex him out of offlane. Like, it was very clear throughout the entire draft that Extreme expected the Beast to go offlane. They picked an entire lineup that countered Beast offlane, and then NGX felt like they still had to run it offlane, but then they have this whole game that they need to play through him, and it just results in this problem.
It probably, I think, went differently because they saw the 2 supports, right? They were caught between 2 minds. So either we go with the original plan to enable the Beast, or right now we try to abuse the fact that they had these 2 supports, which doesn't really offer a lot in the early game, and we pick a greedier mid, right? So in the end, they went for that, and it clearly showed why it didn't really work out.
Yeah, a lot of symptoms that came from what could have been a very simple fix, but that's all in hindsight. Nigma Galaxy now out of the international here. We're going to take a look at our bracket because Extreme Gaming's day is not over. Whilst they have won this elimination best of 2, they are going to have, best of 3, they are going to have to play later today as well. And that is going to be the winner of either BB Team or Heroic. So it's a long day for them, a lot of time between, and maybe time to reset. Lacoste, it's a really fine line of resetting but preparing too.
Oh, for sure. They did manage to reset after the Road to TI playoffs where they were kind of undefeated. Everybody was starting to copy, try to figure out what Extreme Gaming is doing. They did lose to P-Vision yesterday, which was one of the game was competitive. The second one, they couldn't figure out what P-Vision's doing on the map. Very annoying team to deal with. And now they have a couple of series left to figure out who they're going to be playing, either BB Team or Heroic. But Extreme Gaming, they're definitely resetting, and you can see them powering up. This is pretty much Extreme Gaming from Road to TI.
All right, we would be talking about these teams, what's to come, what their time is going to be filled with, and we have a little bit of time to fill with you guys. And so over the last few days at this international, we got to catch up with everyone and ask them about who they think is the best mid laner.
Hello and welcome to the International Hall of Fame. This year we asked every single one of the 80 players competing at our event to rate the very best TI winners in history by position. So we've got your carry, got your mid, got your off laner, we've got the hard support, and we've got the support. Gentlemen, let's turn our attention to the mid laners. I want you to cast your minds back to TIs of yore and perhaps of yesteryear and choose who you think has been the most impactful and bestest mid ever. The best TI winning mid player as selected by the players, the Hall of Fame.
Oh. This is a really tough one, I think.
Oh, really? It's Miracle, end of the show.
You're saying Done. Miracle, end of show?
I know it's Miracle. I know Miracle's #1 on that list.
I think there's a case out there for Dendi.
Okay.
I think if people want...
Okay, this is a bold one.
Look, I love Dendi. You know I love Dendi, but come on, brother. You're saying Miracle? What are you saying?
It's not what you think. Let's be clear. What do you think the players said? It's Dendi.
It's not Dendi.
Who is choosing?
In terms of multiple TI victories,
oh yeah,
It's Thompson.
Oh, that is a good... But
right? Because they're swapping out the mids on Spirit, you know?
That's true.
They're throwing them around.
It's Miracle.
It's a joint first.
Oh.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Joint first
Oh.
between Miracle and
Joint
Sumail.
first You're saying Miracle Sumail?
Is I would guess that Sumail is the other one.
You are incorrect.
Really?
It is Miracle and Thompson.
They're just Redlers. We're all the same. The pro players are just us.
Yeah. When you think about Miracle and Thompson as joint firsts, they're worthy joint Hall of Famers, I would say. Well, what is it about these two guys that elevates them above everyone else?
I think they're just the most iconic mid laners we've had. Both of them were a step ahead of their competition. Sumail, probably the largest skill gap there's ever been in like roll-to-roll matchups at a TI. I think that Thompson was also ahead of people, but in a more creative aspect. He wasn't necessarily mechanically that much further ahead of the rest of them, though he was a god
I
in
think
that
it was
regard.
his brain was that further ahead.
He had the galaxy brain. Yeah.
It's funny because they're all so different too. Like those three mid players, despite all being there, are quite different cases. Like for me, Thompson is not only because he won TI twice, but it's this idea of just like all the different ideas he brought to the game.
And he seemed crazy sometimes.
Yeah, of
like you'd be
course.
watching him, like, what is Thompson doing? It's like, oh, he's destroying.
And it's not just heroes. It's not just like the items. I feel like that's what we talked about a lot. But like the way he played, like they were just psychotic. Like he would dive behind that tower and the buds are there and they're rolling in deep, and it just kept on working.
It was mad.
And it was very, very impressive. And I think that's why we remember it so well.
Thompson, he's the man that's going into the fountain once again, bathed in the glory of the radiant. Thompson, he just does not give a crap.
Do you have anything to add to this?
Style.
Style. One word. Style.
I think
it speaks for itself. That's what mid lane's about. Mid lane's about style. That's why every mid laner who plays it, they play it because they want to style on some dude, and they got style. The one thing that's weird about it is that Miracle has a couple more of those like standout moments where he had the enemy team in the palm of his hand.
Literally outplayed 5 guys.
Yes.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
The reaction time was all about Miracle, the bar start from Kaka. It'll connect, follow up Fidget, but KP, he'll get the sun up the mouse, most in the middle of the field, Darcy, cornered off, Miracle, the echoes left there from GH on the only side, and damage output chirping with the side, SCC is gone for 2 minutes.
That's what gives him the most credit.
Yes.
Is that he was like the individual. And the Buds were there like helping him out. But Thompson was more of like a gelled into the team thing, I think. Like
Yeah, I
they played a
think
lot
you're right.
around him and you saw the success together as a unit. But when we think of Miracle, you think of just like some giant like, 25-0-7.
Can you think of a play or a moment each for say either Miracle or Thompson where you would thought, holy crap, that's
The Thompson Invoker, that iconic moment where he's casting a billion spells and outplaying everybody in that team fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God that wasn't against me.
Yeah.
Seb, can he keep this man alive though? He doesn't have the black hole back up. You have an Anna with a big gust heading him back. Tornado, Thompson, he's in with the back of the meter. Somebody was coming down. Thompson with the save, gets both of them. Thompson invoke.
As far as Miracle goes, there are too many highlights to think of just one.
Okay.
That's half of YouTube's video list is just
True.
Miracle highlights.
Even now, it's all just Miracle
true.
highlights. Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
then-
half the Dota audience is still watching.
Miracle
TI
highlights.
ended. They started loading up the Miracle 2016 highlight reel.
Miracle highlights and Thompson builds. That's what people want. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen. That was mid.
Well, don't go uploading, and searching for those highlight reels just yet. TI is still going. There's still space for some new mid laners to carve their name in that Aegis, and of course some moments for themselves as well. But that was our casters talking about who the pro players had voted as the best or most memorable mid laners. Do we have any differing opinions on the panel about it?
I mean, Miracle has been such an iconic mid player. It's kind of hard to go against him.
Yeah, those are pretty good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a
Miracle Thompson.
biased one.
Okay.
Of course, I want to say SCA mid.
You can still do it, Winter.
Nah, but they're totally spot on. Both of them, like Thompson and Miracle, they definitely change a lot of players' mindset in the mid lane. How you're supposed to play, how you're supposed to lane, what items are you going to go, how are you rotating. They definitely started a totally different trend.
Yeah, and now we see, mid lane, just exactly how it is played out, how much more support is given around it, what the teams like to do. It's very indicative of their playstyle as well, and two teams that have extremely unique playstyles or hero pools are the two that we're going to see next. We have BB team up against Heroic, and I mean Heroic coming out with these Pudges. Obviously, they also love their clockwork. We've seen them with the off-lane Phoenix too. It just feels like you can never put this team in a box. They always go above and beyond expectations in any regard.
Yeah, to me, this is the most fun team to watch of the tournament, and it's not just because they pick Pudge. It's because they create so much chaos in a game that they make their opponents, no matter how skilled, they will make their opponents make mistakes. And Dota, where there are no mistakes, is boring. You just see objective to objective, and the game ends. This is why TI is so great. You have the pressure, you have mistakes, you have a team that's willing to create these mistakes, and then you get these long games, opportunities for really cool plays to happen, and it just seems to happen every game with Heroic.
Yeah, every single time. Game that they played yesterday against Tundra, if you gave their draft this Pudge, Shadow Demon, Broodmother, Tusk, and Phoenix to I think any other team, I don't think they would be able to win that game, because this is not like a super strong draft. It's just that it suits Heroic's playstyle. They know how to utilize these heroes. This is pretty much their classic heroes as well. We're talking about Tusk. We're talking about, you know, Shadow Demon on KJ as well. Support duo has been really the shining stars of the team, but I also got to talk about Yuma. This guy has been amazing throughout the whole tournament. I don't think he had a single bad game.
Yeah, I think that's very fair to say. We're seeing him step up in every regard when it comes to it. Is he going to be able to step up when it comes to the side of BB team? They're drafting a lot more stable in what we see for their supports. I mean, that Hoodwink getting picked up 10 times. And it just feels like there is the big difference in what they want to do for stability in finding success.
Yeah, the dynamic is definitely going to be interesting between the two teams, where one team is just trying to make everything chaotic, whereas BB team, I think they have to try their best to ignore that the other side, what they're doing. They have to focus on what they are doing and just make sure that, oh no, we see a random Schofield walking around, should we kill him? You know, those thoughts should be blocked out and just focus on our objective. Are we getting the Tormentors? Are we going for Roshan? Are we getting a tower? Don't just go after Schofield every time you see him doing something silly in the game.
I will say for BB team though, the one word I would use to describe this team, even if they have just lost the series, is confident. And I think that is what could potentially break the chaos of Heroic. As much as I love the chaos, I think the BB team could be so confident that they're just not swayed by the Schofields running around. They find the answer to the Broodmother coming out mid, or they just ignore it and let it exist.
I didn't think I was going to say this ever, but you know who's the stabilizing factor in BB team?
Is it Pure?
No, it is GPK. Like, this guy has had tremendous years. Like, maybe before a couple of years back, you know, he would be on the flip coin side, but I don't remember last time this guy did something that was like game throwing or anything. Like, in most of their games that they played, he's the most stable. He's the one leading the charge in a game where they're losing 5,000-10,000 gold behind. He is ready to pull it back with his puck performances. This guy has a massive hero pool, plays those heroes to extreme, and always fun to see. Like, this guy has some really nice moves. One of the most talented mid laners we still have.
I feel like he changed a lot after the break where they were trying out Kiyotaka. And then
Right, it was that swap.
It was during that swap, and then when he came
He
back,
got angry. He came back and he's like...
A vengeance.
Yeah.
He had something to prove, and I know that they've still got a lot to prove when it comes to being on this TI stage. So let's bring him out.
And we're back.
BB Team!
Game number 3 seems to be where this team loves to go, making their series so far on the TI main stage go the distance. They have been one of the most entertaining teams that we've gotten to see when it comes to gameplay and execution. But someone else that loves to bring some chaos and some energy is, of course, their opponents.
Responsible. Heroic! Choose wisely.
These 5 players are striving for their best result at an international, not just personally, but for the South American region as well. Top 6 is where they currently sit after this best of 3. If they can get a win, a top 4, that is the best we've ever seen from these players and from that region. A lot is on the line for them, a lower bracket run. It's definitely possible. They showed up yesterday. They can definitely show up again today, Lacoste.
Oh, they definitely can. This is a team that is super explosive. And when we talk about South America, Tundra Awaken, they did reach that 5th, 6th place at the TI-11, infamous 7th, 8th place Beast Coast, Heroic TI-13, and Beast Coast and infamous during TI-9 and TI-11. So for the region, this is pretty massive. Having a team that is doing so good at the TI main stage is just pretty impressive and doesn't seem like they want to stop. I also think that this matchup might be a bit of a different one for BB Team because I mean, they did meet a couple of times throughout this year. BB Team did win every single time, but I think Heroic powered up. This is the team that learns a lot from their mistakes after the loss that they did have earlier. And all I'm seeing is a completely different mentality and a completely different playstyle than any other team that we still have left at TI.
Yeah, so for these players, you know, their best results at previous TIs as well, but also how many they've been to. So quite a lot of them playing at 4 TIs, including this one. Miro, this is his 3rd one. So there has been so much growth already in previous placements for them, but Pure, he's the standout one there in terms of having achieved so much already. I feel like he's one of those players that just would not be happy going out here now. This elimination, I think, means more than anything to he wants to make it to that final day is essentially what I'm saying.
Yeah, he did reach that with Tundra, but also I don't think Pure has reached his full potential yet at TI here because in the previous performances, this guy is the dominating factor. He's the one controlling the tempo of the game with his Monkey Kings, with his CKs. He plays Lone Druid as well, but I don't think he's playing to 100% yet.
It really feels like BB as a team, they live or die off of the back of Pure. This is what we saw in the series yesterday, where he was rotating on anti-mage, you know, level 2, level 3.
Oh yeah, that mid rotation.
It was really interesting. Like, he has very creative ideas when it comes to the game. He has a lot of confidence, but as a result of that, you can have these games where it's very volatile. Like, either he's 18-0 or he's 0-18, which makes for very interesting Dota.
I mean, on top of that, I think it's very rare nowadays to see a carry player leading the team as the captain.
Yeah.
Like, usually you see it come from the supports, or maybe sometimes from the mid player, because a lot of the plays come from the mid, or maybe sometimes in Tundra's case, you know, the 33, you know, the offlaner is the captain, you know, but you rarely see nowadays players from the carry role actually captaining the team, because on the carry side, there's a lot of responsibilities on your own, right? You have to really focus on your game, your itemization, your laning, what you have to do in the game. So having to hold that extra responsibility with the draft and taking care of the team aspect is something that is really, really big.
He does have a lot of interesting ideas as well. This is the guy that during one of the Valakias, he was pretty much the only one who was playing Lifestealer. So if he sees something is good, he's definitely going to try to push it. I believe he had 90% win rate on the hero, 9 out of 10 games.
He played Hoodwink carry too.
He did play Hoodwink carry. You did mention that they are playing a lot of Hoodwinks from position 4. Got to be careful about that one. When you're playing against Heroic, Meepo can always come out. Guess what? Guess who also plays Meepo? Yep. Not so far at TI, but he loves to run it.
See, this is the thing you have to be worried about if you're Heroic, is that the way that BB is making their way through this tournament, the way that they're changing every game, the way that Pure is trying things, and yes, he has some games where he doesn't look so good. Guess what? This is exactly what they did in Wallachia Season 5, and they won. They won the entire thing by doing this.
Yeah, I think you also had a great point yesterday about BB Team Jenkins, where you were talking about how they are under people's radar. Like, they're sliding right underneath. Nobody's talking about BB Team too much. You know, we're talking about the Heroics, Extreme, you know, P-Vision and Falcons. But BB Team, I haven't seen people talk too much about them in terms of, like, being the hot contenders to potentially lift that Aegis.
That's the thing, is they're always expected to, it's like, oh yeah, they'll get top 6, they'll do fine, but they won't win. This is what everybody thought in Milwaukee.
They'll
and guess what? Yeah, and guess what?
Something will happen.
They didn't throw. Something happened, Pure goes 0-17, and still, the next game, he comes back. The next series, he comes back. But GPK, like you mentioned, he has been so stable for this roster, where it even feels like in games where his team is not doing well, he is like 16-0 And sometimes they win games off of the back of that, and usually it's his Puck. I remember after Wallachia Season 5, the entire community was gaslit that there were no bad matchups for Puck, and Puck was getting brutalized mid because of this in every other game for every other team. And it was just GPK was so good at the hero that's what it looked like, but it wasn't right.
I mean, it's not just the hero. I think he's also one of the best laners, right? I think in this specific matchup between BB team and Heroic, the lanings are going to matter a lot. Because if you can actually take control of the lane early on, you control the runes, you make sure you don't give it away. I think it's going to be very hard for Heroic to do their chaotic style of Dota if they don't actually get a decent start of that. So I think BB team actually matches up really well against Heroic because of how they play the game in the initial stages.
So here's a question about the matchup then, because Analog, historically speaking, like literally when the guy came onto the scene years and years ago, he has always been I am going to cheese pick you mid. I will pick Broodmother. I will pick Bat Rider mid. This is what he's playing in the tournament. Monkey King, destroy you in a melee-to-melee matchup. Is this something that is actually going to matter against GPK?
I would say no, because GPK has been so stable. He's basically the rock of BB team, but Analog, this guy has been also powering up. He has a very interesting hero pool that he loves to bang out. Like yesterday, we've seen that Broodmother that you talked about. After seeing Invoker, this is the hero that GPK loves to run, so gotta be careful, especially at these, I would say, early picks, something that we've seen Nigma in the previous one kind of did a bit of a mistake opening up with that one hero getting countered immediately because they couldn't really flex it.
I want to see their past encounters because we've talked about how it's always been slightly favoring BB team, how in tournaments when they're sliding under that radar, they're able to go the distance, go on to even potentially win it there. But for Heroic, this is just something that doesn't feel normal in terms of a tournament for them. There we have it. BB
it's been
team.
Hugely favoring BB team.
Right.
So yeah, it's not been looking good for Heroic.
But this is months ago that you have to factor in. There has been a lot of significant growth for Heroic.
It may be months ago, but it really comes from, I think, the root of how both teams actually play. Because when I was watching their games, right, I feel like Heroic likes to play on the side lanes more. They prioritize Whisper's game a lot. So they tend to give a lot of rotations towards the side lanes, whereas I think against BBT, if you don't control the runes and if you don't pressure GPK, he's going to try to snowball the game from there. Then after that, if Miro gets pressured, he doesn't mind coming to the mid lane, or even Pure, for example, he's rotating to mid lane to help the mid laners get runes and make plays, and that doesn't really happen the other way around. When Heroic, they are going for the mid runes, I don't really see Whisper come down as much because he prioritizes his own game a lot more. So I think the dynamic is what makes a difference there.
Yep, and in the draft he's also prioritized. So you might end up with Analog not having a extremely good matchup to 1v1 against GPK. So I do agree. However, this version of Heroic is not really the same, because I feel like for the oh, come on.
Take that phone away.
That's a good way to...
The arena was definitely vocal about what
Where's
they
the
thought
security? Escort him out of the arena.
Do either of these teams pick Tinker? I don't think we have... No Tinker
Wait, okay,
mids,
when
at
you
least.
say
No
that,
Tinker mid.
I was going to say, they're not necessarily like Tinker experts, but I do feel like there is one person on almost every team.
They're not going to bang it out. Anyway, Heroic has powered up in this tournament, and I think every other tournament this year, barring the Parker PGL Wallachia, when they had him, they have pretty much played to their expectations. They don't beat the good teams, but they beat all the bottom tier teams, and then they just get knocked out by when they face their first good team.
I mean, usually
quote
that's
unquote.
a sign of a team not being flexible enough, right? Because to a certain point, you might need to play out of your comfort zone to make certain adjustments to beat the stronger team.
Yeah.
And maybe right now, like you said, they've already powered up, and we'll have to see whether